Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Higgins Field here on the campus of St. Francis High School for today's WCAL contest featuring the visiting St. Ignatius Wildcats and, of course, the home team, the St. Francis Lancers. Thanks for joining us here on KMVT. I'm Casey McGuire, going to fly solo for this one today, as it was a beautiful day earlier. Now the clouds starting to roll in and it's starting to get a little windy, so it could be a little bit cold as the day progresses, but we are just about set to get underway as Jonathan Lieberman takes his warm-up tosses for St. Francis. Quickly we'll run through the St. Ignatius batting order as head coach Glenn McCormick sends up the following. Quinn Duffy leads off. He's in center field. Kevin Bianchi hits second. He's at first. Eric Bianchi, the shortstop, hits third. Steve Hardy is the third baseman. He hits fourth. Greg Giannotti hits fifth. He's the catcher. Zach Lee is in right. He bats sixth. Ryan Walsh hits seventh. Matt Scheer hits eighth. And Ryan Clifford is the designated hitter, and he bats ninth for the Wildcats of St. Ignatius. We are just about set to get underway as you take a look at Jonathan Lieberman. Lieberman got the win the first time these two teams met in an extremely lopsided game in favor of St. Francis, as the Lancers won that one up at SI 12-0. First pitch of the ball game is grounded towards short, where it's scooped up by Kyle Spraker. He'll fire on to first to record the out, one away. Quickly we'll take a look at the St. Francis defense. As you see Spraker with the play, Ryan Lee is in left, Matt Long in center, Lawrence Ing in right. Right to left on the infield, Brendan Volker is at first, Danny Descalso at second, Kyle Spraker and Josh Lansford. And the battery for the Lancers, Steve Shields behind the plate. As I mentioned, Jonathan Lieberman on the mound. So quickly one down. As I mentioned, Lieberman got the win. He is 4-0 on the season. Quickly 2-0 now to Kevin Bianchi, the first baseman for the Wildcats. Lieberman with a 1.50 earned run average in 23 1/3 innings. And as I mentioned, a stellar 4-0 record. 3-1 now to Bianchi. Lieberman works quickly, which is a pleasant sight. 3-1. That one is lifted on the left side of the infield. Lansford is running over Spraker. It's going to be Lansford just on the outfield grass who makes the catch and puts it away. And there's two away now, and Eric Bianchi will step in. Lieberman, as I mentioned, with the 4-0 record, 5 earned runs in 23 1/3 innings. He has struck out 21 and walked only 14. First pitch to Eric Bianchi is a ball. Lieberman is a big guy out there on the mound. Next pitch misses low. 2-0. Pitch misses low again. Now 3-0 to Eric Bianchi. So Lieberman got the first batter of the game on one pitch, and then Kevin Bianchi was ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike, and he flew out and walks Eric Bianchi on 4 pitches. Got to bring up Steve Hartley. Correction, Steve Hardy. No L in there. I knew I was going to do that. Hardy, a 5'11" junior, hitting from the right side of the plate. First pitch fouled back to the screen. So Hardy going after the first pitch, ignoring the 4-pitch walk prior to his at-bat. Hardy, the third baseman for the Wildcats. St. Ignatius struggling on the season. Only 3-10 overall. Next pitch, curveball, misses high. Runner on the move. Pitch hits the batter as the slider got a little bit away from Lieberman. So the runner at first advances to second. Hardy to first on the hit by pitch. So that'll bring up Greg Giannotti, and Giannotti, a big guy, has some pop in his bat. First pitch is up high, 1-0. Lieberman right now his own worst enemy as he's walked the batter and hit a batter. There is 2 down here in the inning. Just underway, no score from Higgins Field. 1-0. Ooh, just missed that inside corner. And again, 2-0. 3 batters in a row now. Correction, 4 batters in a row now with the 2-0 count. That one hits him square between the numbers. And back-to-back hit by pitch for Lieberman. And Chris Voltas giving some instructions to his pitcher. As already activity in the Lancer bullpen. There's 2 away in the inning. No runs across yet for the Wildcats, but Lieberman obviously struggling with the control. First pitch is in there to Zach Lee. Two runners on, 2 outs. Correction, 3 runners on, as the bases are full. That one also on the outside corner. Now 0-2 to Zach Lee. Lee, the right fielder for the Wildcats. 0-2. Changeup misses. One and 2 to Zach Lee. That one's off the outside corner again. And the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Two. That one is popped into shallow center field. Descalso running out, and he runs it down. Danny Descalso with a great catch that saved a couple runs. Take a look at the replay as it was off the end of the bat, and Descalso, a very athletic catch to save Lieberman here in the first. No runs or hits. 3 runners left on base for the Wildcats. We'll head to the home half of the first. St. Ignatius nothing. St. Francis coming to bat. Bottom half of the first inning about ready to get underway as St. Francis will send up Kyle Spraker to lead things off. Danny Descalso hits second. Josh Lansford hits third, as I think we're going to have something might have happened to Danny Descalso on that play, because I saw him walking back behind us, and he should be on deck, but it doesn't look like he is on deck. So Descalso has a short day, but we will get to him in a minute. Kyle Spraker leads things off for St. Francis and takes a strike. On the outside corner. Correction, inside corner, first strike. That one grounded foul. So it'll be Spraker, then slated to be Danny Descalso, Josh Lansford, Lawrence Ing, Jonathan Lieberman hits 5th for St. Francis. Dan Hernandez, the designated hitter, hits 6th. Matt Long 8th, Matt Long 7th, Ryan Lee 8th, and Brandon Volker hits 9th as that one is grounded towards 3rd off the glove of Hardy, and he will hang on to it. Should be an infield hit. Go to my official score.
Yeah.
An infield hit. We will give it to him. And now a pinch hitter for St. Francis. I again go to my official scorekeeper. Who is this gentleman? Jared Lansford, brother of Josh Lansford. I ask because he is wearing Chris Bradford's #1 jersey. And it's not Chris Bradford, I promise. So Jared Lansford into the game. Replacing Descalso. Jared is a sophomore. So Descalso definitely might have injured himself on that blooper into shallow right center that ended the first inning. Pitch misses high. 2-0 now to Lansford. On deck, Lansford. Spraker gets his lead from first. Now a throw over. According to my statistics here, this is Jared's first at bat of the season. Pitch misses low. 3-0 now to Lansford. Spraker is a threat to steal. Leads the team with 8 stolen bases on the season. He's been caught only once. And the Wildcats definitely aware as Joe Taboni throws over. Amidst all the changes, or the change in the lineup for Descalso, I have yet to tell you that it is Joe Taboni on the mound for the Wildcats. 3-0 now to Jared Lansford. That one's poured in there for a strike. That one's on the outside corner. 3-2. Pitcher strike, but a decent call. Blooped into right field, and that'll fall in, a base hit. So Jared Lansford into the stat column with his first base hit of the season. And there's runners on first and second. Quickly, we'll take a look at the SI defense as it goes as followed. Ryan Walsh is in left. Quinn Duffy is in center. Zach Lee is in right. Steve Hardy is at third. Eric Bianchi, Matt Schur, and Kevin Bianchi on the infield. Joe Taboni on the mound. And Greg Giannotti on the other side of the battery for SI. So now Josh Lansford. Has some confusion now. As the home plate umpire, I think, thought it might have hit Josh Lansford, but Josh didn't react, and then I think he changed his mind and just said, oh, it was just a very extravagant ball one call. 1-0 pitch now to Josh. That one's in there. Josh on the season is hitting .457 with 4 home runs and 22 RBIs. That one misses the outside corner. Another startling stat about Josh, one of the better players in the Central Coast section, that's for sure. But he's only struck out twice in 46 at-bats. So the impressive stats for the Lancers senior keep rolling in as he looks to get the Lancers on the board early here in the first. They scored 7 off of SI in SI, or up at SI rather, earlier in the season. So first inning runs definitely a possibility for the Lancers here. Three-1 to Josh. Just missed, and he walked him. So as Lieberman did in the first inning for SI, Taboni does here to St. Francis. He has put 3 runners on, 2 via the base hit, and now 1 the walk to Lansford. That'll bring up Lawrence Ing. Lawrence hitting .333 on the season with 3 home runs and 19 RBIs. First pitch to Ing, that's in there. And that's probably one that Lawrence wants back, as that was left up in the zone. I started drooling. I gotta wash my chin here. That got me excited. 0-1, curveball misses low. Jonathan Lieberman on deck. No score, we're in the bottom of the first. Bases loaded for St. Francis, nobody out. Pitch tapped off the end of the bat towards first. Taboni is going to come to the plate, and he got him. So Ing will reach first via the fielder's choice. The putout goes 1-2. Everybody moves up a base, but nobody scores. So a big out there for SI. As now a ground ball double play will end the inning and get Taboni out of a huge jam. Now Lieberman 386 on the season with 17 RBIs. First pitch to Jonathan is up in zone, and he was a little late. Taboni winds, 0-1 pitch on the way to Lieberman. Curveball ripped into right field. Going back is Lee. He's got it. Tagging at third is Lansford. Tagging at second is Lansford. And both brothers move up a base. One scores, and it's 1-0 St. Francis. So Jonathan Lieberman gets credit for the sacrifice fly as he goes out to right, picks up an RBI, his 18th RBI on the season. And it's 1-0. That'll bring up Danny Hernandez, and Hernandez had a day last time these two teams met. And you can tell that SI realizes that. Hernandez on the season is hitting .349. He's got 6 home runs, leads the team in home runs. There you go. Runner going, pitch is taken, throw is to second base. So a stolen base, I believe they will give Ing.
Up on top.
1-0 to Hernandez. Taboni winds, pitch low. Blocked by the catcher Giannotti.
I'll bring it back here.
2-0 pitch. Pitch is high, 3-0. Matt Long waits on deck. So a long first inning. And now they will just put Hernandez on. No need to waste a possible pass ball or a wild pitch. So a walk to Hernandez. Bases again loaded. And this time Matt Long will have an opportunity. Matt hitting .295. First pitch to Long, outside corner. And a good pitch by Taboni. Pitch is grounded towards short, tough hop, and they're going to have to go the long way to get Long, and he beats it out. So the ground ball eats up Eric Bianchi, an error to the shortstop from SI. A run scores, and it's 2-0 St. Francis.
Now batting in the left field, Ryan Lee.
So now an unearned run picked up by Taboni, and the inning continues. Now Ryan Lee steps in. Lee hitting a crisp .356, 13 RBIs of his own. So it doesn't get any easier during this duration of the Lancer lineup. Misses low to Lee. As we see now Danny Descalso coming back into the dugout with his left arm in a sling. Not a good sign for the Lancers. 1-0. That one's fouled away. As a game that on paper St. Francis should have no trouble with is classified as a must-win by head coach Chris Bradford. And all of these games that you should win in the WCAL, you really need to, because there's no letting up week after week. 1-1 to Lee. Curveball grounded up the middle and through into center field, a base hit. Scoring is Ing. Hernandez is on his way to the plate, and he will score as well. A 2 RBI base hit for Ryan Lee, and it's 4-0 St. Francis. And you take a look at the replay, that was just a solid single up the middle. Chris Bradford, no hesitation in sending Hernandez early in the ball game as he scores easily from second base. And the Lancers send their 9th hitter of the inning up to the plate. It's Brandon Volker. Volker, a tall left-handed hitter. First pitch low for ball 1. Volker on the season only hitting .238. He's appeared in 9 games, 21 at-bats. He has 5 hits in those 21 at-bats. Couple doubles, a triple, and 6 RBIs. Runners on the move from first. The pitch is low. The throw is to third, and it gets past the third baseman. Long is on his way to the plate. Here's the throw. It's not in time, and moving up to third beautifully on the play is Ryan Lee, as the third baseman hardly ran down that ball and left third base unoccupied. Lee was moving on the play. He will go to third on the error. A tough error, but it's got to be given to the catcher, Giannotti. It is 2-0 to Volker. Runner at third, nobody out, correction, 2 outs. 2-0 pitch. That one's low and away. 3-0, 5-0 St. Francis here in the bottom of the first inning. As I mentioned, they put up 7 at SI earlier in the season in the first. Inside corner, 3-1. So it gives Jonathan Lieberman, who was struggling with his control in the first, a lot of breathing room. You don't want to start walking people, but it's not as vital now. So Volker walks. And we are swinging back up to the top of the order in Kyle Spraker. So the Lancers bat around here in the first. It's a good thing I have my man-made scorecard here. That would be a disaster right about now. As you always want the home team to do well, but you want them to do well in the 9 guys that they have slotted for the inning, because then it just gets the score sheet all out of control. You got crossed out innings and move things over. It's ridiculous. Trust me. I wake up often in cold sweats thinking about out-of-shape scorecards. Yet I digress, and good thing for the people at home, it's only the bottom of the first inning and I'm already digressing. So Volker at first, Spraker takes a strike. Ryan Lee is at third, runners at the corners for the Lancers, 2 out. 0-1 to Spraker. Kyle singled to start the inning. He was then thrown out at the plate on a grounder back to the mound by Lieberman. That one is tapped foul as it hit him in the left foot. Spraker, only a junior. We'll be back next year for St. Francis on the football field and on the baseball field. Pitch misses away. 1-2 now to Kyle. Taboni sets. Misses outside. 2-2. So Taboni has only given up the 1 run. That is going to be considered earned. As the error by the shortstop on the ground ball by Matt Long has really prolonged the inning, and now gets away from the catcher. Taboni's not covering the plate, and the run is scored. So the wild pitch. Volker moves up to second. 3-2 to Spraker. It's 6-0. Three-two pickoff play is into center field. Volker doesn't realize it, but a good backup by the center fielder. As 3-2 to Spraker, they try the pickoff play. Three-two, walked him. So Spraker on for the second time in the inning. And that'll bring up Jared Lansford. Jared has his first hit of the season earlier in the inning. He then came around to score the first run. Pitch misses outside. One-oh pitch. That one is grounded to third, hit hard, but gobbled up by the third baseman Hardy. And that'll do it. The Lancers pick up 6 runs on 3 hits. There was 2 errors, and 2 runners left on base. At the end of 1, it is 6-0 St. Francis. 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Wildcats here in the top half of the second inning as Ryan Walsh lead things off. He swung and missed at the first pitch by Jonathan Lieberman. Catches the outside corner, 2-0. Oh, 2 curveball, just missed inside. So the Lancers, again, back to work early here against St. Ignatius. As Lieberman got the sign he wanted and then changed his mind, backed off. 1-2. Missed away. 2-2. High fastball, swung and he missed. First strikeout of the day for Lieberman, as Ryan Walsh is retired. That'll bring up Matt Schur. Schur, second baseman. That one is lined into right center field, a base hit. Rolls towards the 370 mark, cut off nicely in center field by St. Francis, as Long got over there nicely to cut it off. First hit of the game for the Wildcats.
Now up, number 22, Ryan Clifford.
That'll bring up Ryan Clifford. Clifford, the DH. First pitch popped up on the infield. Lansford calling for it in his third base position, and he makes the catch.
Number 8, Quinn Duffy.
That'll bring up Quinn Duffy. Quinn, the leadoff man, grounded out on the first pitch of the ball game, his first time up. He is 0 for 1. First pitch of the at-bat to Quinn is on the outside corner for strike one. Curveball just misses high. Lieberman so far showing an overhand curveball, a bit of a slider, what looks to be a changeup and a fastball, of course. Hasn't really gotten the slider to do what he liked, or the changeup, as they both miss low and away. Could be the same pitch, although it looks a lot like the changeup. Doesn't have that slider spin from back here. As I mentioned, Lieberman, a big kid, so the motion on the changeup is definitely a huge factor in how effective the pitch is going to be, and he's got the size working for him as that one gets past Shields. And moving up to second is Matt Schur, so give him a pass ball, I believe, on that one, because it did hit his glove. Didn't hit the dirt, just got past the catcher. 3-1 to Quinn Duffy. First base now open. No need to give in here and give Quinn anything he likes to hit. Pitch by Lieberman misses way high and outside. And again, the slider. That one. He hit a couple batters with that pitch. Correction, he hit one batter with that pitch in the first inning. The other one that he hit the batter with was square in the back with a fastball. So not everything working today for Lieberman. He's trying to make do with what he's got. That one misses in, as he is really all over the place so far. And now Steve Shields will trot out. As again, Chris Myers will trot down to the bullpen to get loose. And now Chris Volta will want a word with his starting pitcher today. Mentioned that St. Francis has defeated SI already this season. Take a look at the WCAL standings coming into this one, as it is a tight race as always. St. Francis a game behind Sarah for first, only a half game up on Valley Christian. The Lancers lost to the Warriors earlier in the season. They've lost to Valley Christian and to Sarah in the WCAL. So SI they're at 1-7 on the bottom, bringing up the rear in the WCAL. But what rings true in every other sport that these teams compete in rings true in baseball. You might be the worst in your division, but that by no means means that you're a bad team. Pitch misses in to Kevin Bianchi. Kevin flew out to Lansford in his first at bat. That pitch is a strike. Two one, 3-1. And he walked him. Third walk on the day by Lieberman. But the fifth batter he has put on base. He hit the other two. And now Shields again will trot out to the mound. This shaping up to be a 17-hour ball game. Lieberman steps off. He wants to go from the windup. Pitch to Bianchi. Up and in. When you're struggling with your control, you don't get any close pitches. That one wasn't close. I just bring up that fact to begin with. You're not going to get much help from an umpire if you're nowhere near the zone. That one is ripped foul. A couple of minutes out in front of that one. 1-1 to Bianchi, with the bases loaded for the second inning in a row for the Wildcats. That one off the end of the bat towards second. Lansford flips to second, and they got him. It was a low flip, a very athletic play by Kyle Spraker to scoop it off of his shoe tops and pick up the force play. Take a look at it one more time as we head into break. A good job by the Lancer defense to help out Lieberman. 6-0 St. Francis. We'll be back. Bottom of the second inning is underway. Josh Lansford in the hole, or correction, is up in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Josh walked and scored in the first. 2-0. That one's on the inside corner. 2-1. Two-one pitch. Outside corner, 2-2. Two-two pitch. That one is ripped into right center field, a base hit. Lansford hustling around first, and he will put on the brakes there with a leadoff single for St. Francis. So Josh on base for the second time in 2 innings. And that'll bring up Lawrence Ing. Lawrence reached on a fielder's choice and stole a base. Pitch misses up and in to Lawrence, 1-0. I think I might have said it was Lieberman who grounded back to the pitcher in the first, but it was Lawrence Ing. 1-0 pitch. A little low. Two-0 pitch ripped into right center field. Could be trouble. Going back as the right fielder. Not going to get there as it bounces away from him. Lee runs it down. Lansford's on his way to third. He will hold there. And Ing is into second base with a double. And St. Francis right back at it here in the second inning. So a single and a double off of Taboni here in the second. Take a look at the replay. As I didn't think he got it enough into the gap. I thought that Zach Lee was going to get to that one, but it fell away from him. So now Lieberman, who's already got an RBI and a sac fly in the first, will step in with an opportunity to pick up a couple more RBIs. A 1. Misses 2, make that 1-1. As the sun starting to shine pretty bright now here on Higgins Field, as the clouds have broken away, fouled away. One and two now to Lieberman. Inside, 2-2 now. Outfield straight away. Center fielder fairly shallow out there is Quinn Duffy. A lot of room in the gap in right center. That one is lifted into center field. Duffy, come to find out, had Lieberman played perfectly, Lansford will tag. And a very heads-up throw as Duffy's throw comes into third. Lansford scores, and the second sac fly of the day for Jonathan Lieberman results in another Lancer run. It is 7-0 here in the second inning. That'll bring up Danny Hernandez. Dan was eventually intentionally walked. Interesting. As it got to 3-0 on him, and then they put him on. So technically that must go down as an intentional walk to Hernandez. Pitch by Taboni, swing and a miss. Taboni now steps off. Oh, 1 pitch, curveball in there for a strike. Had Hernandez out on his front foot and kind of hung it up in the zone, but Danny was unable to pull the trigger. 0-2 now to Hernandez. Outside corner, swung, and he missed. First strikeout of the day for Taboni. And now Matt Long. Long picked up what can arguably be the biggest hit of the first inning. It was not a hit after all. It was an error. But it prolonged the inning, allowed the Lancers to score 4 more times. En route to a 6-run first inning. One 0 pitch to Matt, fouled away. Long has scored himself, as later in the inning he scored on the air by the catcher on the throw to third. That one off the fist towards short and grabbed by the shortstop Eric Bianchi. So make that one run for the Lancers here in the second on 2 hits, no errors. They strand a runner, will head to the third, 7-0 St. Francis. Shot of some of the crowd on hand, enjoying what they see so far, as it's all St. Francis. They lead it 7-0. Pitch grounded towards third. Lansford's going to have to hustle. Throw, and a beautiful play to get the runner at first, as Hardy tried his best to leg it out, but a great job by the Lancers star third baseman, throwing across his body and getting the out. Take a look at the replay. Got him by a good couple steps. First pitch to Greg Giannotti, misses low. That one fouled off the umpire. Two-one. That got him twice. Giannotti's been hit in as many at-bats. That'll bring up Zach Lee. Runner at first now with 1 out. Pitch to Lee, swing and a miss. Lee flew out to end the first inning. Flew out to Danny Descalso, who made a acrobatic rolling catch that has caused Danny to leave the game. And as I mentioned earlier, has his left arm in a sling over on the St. Francis bench. So not all good news for St. Francis if Descalso has to be out for any lengthy period of time. He is also arguably their best pitcher. Danny, the guy that they put out there for the big games. 2-1, that one is hit deep into center field. Going back is Long, still going back, and it's off the wall. Long just kind of kept going as the ball kept carrying into straightaway center field, as Zach Lee gives that one a good ride, and it falls over the head of Long in center. Looked pretty harmless at first as Long kind of slowly trotted back to get that one. I think he didn't think it was going as far as it did. As we'll take a look at the replay, Long kind of slows up and then realizes that he's going to run out of room, as that one was coming down and he wasn't there yet. That one is down the right field line, slicing fair. 1 run is in. Here comes the other runner to the plate after a little hesitation, as the right fielder Ng couldn't see, unfortunately, what was going on down there with the angle of the fence. But he had trouble getting the ball in from right field, and that allowed Zach Lee to score. So 2 runs on the double by Ryan Walsh, and it's 9-2. That one is hit well into center field. Long still going back, and he makes the catch, and not tagging at second is the runner Walsh. It is 7-2. I apologize. I believe I said 9-2. Scoreboard had 9, then they changed it to 2 after I count up the little filled-in bases on my score sheet. So, 1 away. Pitch line foul, as I believe we have a pinch hitter here for St. Ignatius. As a lot of changes. Didn't see if the home plate umpire was notified of the change. But this is a new batter. Oh, correction, it is not a new batter. I am flustered. Chris Velios here. He's getting in my dome. He's getting me flustered here, Chris. Not your fault. Swing and a miss. So Clifford is out on strikes. I will try my best to recoup during the half-inning break, but the Wildcats pick up 2 on a couple of hits. No errors. A stranded runner will head to the home half of the third. It is 7-2. St. Francis, take my word for it. We'll be back.
2 runs on 2 hits, no after errors, 1 run.
Bottom of the third for St. Francis, as Ryan Lee will lead things off. Lee squares the bunt and bunts it foul as it hit him. Well, they're going to say it hit him outside of the box. So Lee is out as he runs over his own bunt attempt. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Brandon Volker. Volker walked in the first inning. First pitch from Taboni misses outside, 1-0. Two and 0 to Volker.
You know it is.
Line in the left field, a base hit.
And now the shortstop, number 16, Kyle Straker.
That'll bring up Kyle Spraker. Kyle 1 for 1 on the day. He walked in the second. Correction, he walked in the first and singled in the first. So up for the third time already. Throw to first. That one grounded foul. One. Pitch misses low. 2-1 to Spraker. Not much going on right now as these teams trying to settle into a rhythm for the game, as it's been shaky for the first couple innings. Shaky at best, especially for the Wildcats. Another throw to first. As apparently with the 5-run lead, SI really worried about the stolen base by St. Francis. Pitch grounded towards third and through into left field. A base hit. Second of the day for Spraker. So he is on for the third time today. It is Monogram Day here at St. Francis Baseball. The Monogram Club consists of varsity athletes and Steve Filios, who is the, the leader of the Monogram Club. What would you call him? The director. Very nice. Thank you. Director of the Monogram Club, supplying sunflower seeds and peanuts to whoever would like them. So very nice gesture by the Monogram Club, as that one's ripped foul by Jared Bradford. I just called him Bradford because I looked at the back of his jersey, but it is Jared Lansford. The Monogram Club, I still state, by far the easiest club at St. Francis. As there you see the back of the jersey I was speaking of. As Lansford digs in. 2-1. Two and one to Lansford. As Taboni now steps off. Jared on the day, his first game as a Lancer varsity player. 1 for 2. Taboni again steps off for the love of... Never mind. Serenity now for Casey. Outside corner, 2-2. Two and 2 to Lansford, with Josh Lansford on deck. Just missed. 3-2. Runners go. That one's lined in the center field, a base hit. Volker is rounding third. He's on his way to the plate and will score. And runners now at the corners for St. Francis, as Lansford picks up his first RBI with the base hit to center field, and it's 8-2. Oh, look, we have a guest cameo appearance here for the baseball game. Former basketball broadcast partner of mine, Matt Scherenberg. Matthew.
Casey.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. Thanks for joining us as we'll take a look here at the replay. You just saw Jared Lansford pick up another RBI. It's been an offensive game so far, as St. Francis scored 6 runs in the first inning. As I know, baseball, one of your specialties.
Oh, yes, definitely.
One of your many specialties.
More of a wiffle ball.
There you go. You do crazy things with those wiffle balls. 0-1 to Josh Lansford. Josh is 1 for 1, scored twice. He has walked and singled. Curveball inside. Oop, and he got him.
Is that the 4th guy been hit today, Casey?
At least. Not so many for St. Francis. It's the first one for the Lancers, but I know John Lieberman has hit 3, so yeah, 4.
Beanball war, possibly.
There you
warming
go.
Up.
And that one was vicious, too. I think he got a little bit of the sleeve there on the left arm. obvious intent to injure. That'll bring up Lawrence Ing. Lawrence reached on a fielder's choice and doubled. He is 1 for 2. Pitch off the end of the bat, foul. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning on a gorgeous Friday afternoon here in Mountain View.
Definitely. No rain clouds rolling in yet.
Well, they say it's going to be pretty fierce though this weekend. That's what they say.
What do they know?
Exactly. You know. 0-1 pitch to Ing outside. Spraker thought about it, but heads back. Matt, I saw you talking to Danny Descalso. How is he doing? Saw the sling on the arm over there.
Doing all right. You
Yeah,
know,
just jam the shoulder, I would imagine.
they say strained.
Strained.
And for
Okay.
those of football followers, it's his opposite shoulder, the one he hurt this year in football.
Well, how about the baseball fans who worry about their number 1 pitcher, huh?
It's not
That one is ripped deep to center field. Going back is Duffy. He makes the catch. Scoring is Spraker. On his way to 3rd is Jared Lansford. And it's 9-2.
It's his non-throwing shoulder.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. That's in better terms for me, at least. So the sacrifice fly scores a run. Ing's first RBI of the day. That'll bring up Jonathan Lieberman. Lieberman has hit 2 sacrifice flies today and has 2 RBIs, so yet to record an official at bat, although he does have a couple of ribbies. 1-0 pitch outside. So Matt, what have you been up to since basketball season? Last time I saw you was what, the girls CCS final?
Yeah. I've been hanging out, playing a little PlayStation,
Yeah,
relaxing, talking,
yeah, that's all right.
getting ready for football season.
Getting ready for football season. That one is looped into left field and will be caught. It hung up long enough for the left fielder Ryan Walsh to park underneath it and make the play. So the Lancers pick up a couple more runs on 2 hits, no errors. They'll strand a couple. We'll head to the top of the 4th. It's 9-2 St. Francis. Shot of half of Danny Descalso, as you see him in the middle of your screen, enjoying the very peanuts I was talking about earlier, I believe, brought by the Gracious Monogram Club. As apparently it's peanut and sunflower seed day here at Lancer Baseball.
Anything to get the fans out, you know?
Exactly. And nothing attracts fans nothing attracts fans more than shelled food items. I promise. 1-1. Yes, Chris Filios bobblehead doll, I think, is next for basketball season. That ball's over our heads. Don't worry, Chris. As loyal KMVT viewers will remember Chris jumping into my lap last week against Bellarmine when a ball came above us.
Wow.
Yeah, it was sad. That's what it was. 1-2 to Quinn Duffy, top of the order for SI. They need to get back into this one in a hurry. It's 9-2 St. Francis. Slider misses away. 2-2. Quinn is 0 for 1. He walked and grounded out. Fouled away again onto the track. Now you see why I asked for you to do a cameo there, Matty.
Yeah.
We got a lot of downtime during this
You really do.
game. It's great when the games are close, but when they're blowouts, not so much. That one is lined in the left center field. In comes Long. He'll have to back off and play it on a hop. Leadoff single for Quinn Duffy. He is now 1 for 2. And SI, as I mentioned, needs to get something going in a hurry, and that's a good start for the Wildcats.
How's the umping been this year?
It's been okay so
okay?
far. Yeah, it's last game against Bellarmine. There were a couple interesting calls, but nothing so blatant that makes you almost sick to your stomach, as we saw throughout many other seasons this year. One 0 to Kevin Bianchi. Kevin walked and has flown out in this one 0 for 1. A little chirp now coming from the SI dugout as they realize as well that they need to put something together quickly.
Kevin Bianchi.
Yes, Eric Bianchi on deck. Although producer director Lazarus Sarginides tells us no relation.
No, that's true. I know Eric's older brother, I believe.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
2-0 inside. 3-0. You don't often see Bianchi is, it's not a Smith. That one's in there. Oh, 3-1 to Bianchi. Lancer outfield straight away, medium depth for the number 2 hitter in the order. Then he walked him, and Lieberman is not long for this one if he keeps walking batters with a 7-run lead.
How many innings in high school do you have to pitch to qualify for a win?
I believe it is 4.
Okay.
It is either 3 or 4.
3 or 4, or whatever.
Or, 5. Maybe 2. But I'd say about 75% sure that it's 4. So to sum that up, I have no idea.
Good enough.
1-0 pitch. Outside. 2-0. Reno.
What'd I do now?
And that one's poured in there again. Lieberman sets. 3-1 pitch on the way. And he walked him. Chris Myers was warming up. He came into the dugout, which leads me to believe that he is ready. Chris Volta taking the stroll out to the mound.
Yeah, Myers
Chris Myers pops out of the dugout. I think he's anticipating coming into the ball game.
Color man?
And that'll do it. Lieberman will depart. Chris Myers will check in. He inherits the bases loaded with nobody out here in the top of the 4th. 9-2 St. Francis. We'll take a break. Chris Myers into the ball game. He inherits, as I mentioned, 3 runners. And that one gets past Shields. Here comes the run to the plate. The throw is towards Lansford. And the run scores. So 9-3 as the first pitch gets through Steve Shields. Chris Myers 3-1 on the season with a 4.30 earned run average. Of course, if any of the runs that are on base now score, they are not charged to him.
Might as well get rid of him then.
Exactly. He is, come on in. Chris likes to start with a clean slate. 1-0 pitch. And the home plate umpire was not in position. And that is a very bad call. As Chris Myers is on the mound, looks in to the plate, and the home plate umpire, as we'll take a look at the replay, is behind the batter. You'll see him off to the side, no mask on.
He's barely in the shot that time.
So The balk is called, and a run scores.
Yep. All right, let's see if he can clear bases one more time without throwing a pitch.
That one, I can't blame Chris for that.
No.
That was poor. 1-0 is in there. 1-1.
Do you have Chris's whip for this year, Casey? I'm interested in
do
picking
not,
up in my
possibly picking him up for the
WCAL
fantasy
team.
Gotcha. We can probably, make up a quick whip.
Yeah, I think we got it right here.
2-1.
I'll use my math skills.
As you take a look at Chris Bradford steaming at the moment. Pitch misses low. Would have been interesting to see had Myers thrown the pitch and not called the balk, if it would have been taken as a strike or not, because that was the home plate umpire's claim that the ball was live. So if Myers would have kept throwing, it would have been interesting to see. In retrospect, of course, it would have been interesting to see if he would have called it a strike, but he probably would have said the time was out. So Myers walks the first man he sees after allowing a wild pitch and a balk. Shaky at best for the Lancer starters today. The Lancer pitchers, rather.
Yeah, not a good start. Coincidentally, a whip of about 2.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank our statistician, Christopher Felios, for giving me that information.
Yes? It's fabulous. Pitch is lifted into right center field. Well hit. Long going back. Still going back. He's at the 370 sign, and he makes the catch. Tagging and scoring is the runner from third, Eric Bianchi. As Greg Giannotti hit that well, but Long was able to flag it down. And now some question, as Chris Bradford didn't think that the runner at first tagged second base before going back to first base. And now the umpire's having a conference. I was watching the runner out at second base, and I don't think he ever initially touched it. Kind of straddled the bag and ran back to first, but Chris Bradford already steamed. Just piles that right on top. 9-5, St. Francis. As SI, if nothing else, has gotten back to within at least striking range. That one is grounded towards Spraker. Second one, first, and a tailor-made double play ball to get the Lancers out of the fourth. It goes 6-4-3 on the putout. And the inning is over, but not after. SI picks up 3 runs on a couple of hits. They'll strand nobody. We'll head to the home half of the fourth. It is 9-5, St. Francis. Bottom half of the fourth inning, about ready to get underway as Danny Hernandez will step in. We see some of the upper level clouds moving in ahead of the next storm system entering the Bay Area.
Right.
Taking meteorology class this semester.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, it's fabulous. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Wow. Hopefully I'll see you on TV someday.
There you go.
UPN meteorologist.
BET is actually what I was striving for. That one's bounded foul. I just said bounded. I think I'm Johnny Reed now. Johnny Reed, I don't know if you've ever watched KMBT broadcasts, Matt.
No.
Johnny Reed used to say bounded for every ground ball. Miss Johnny. It's been around, though.
Yeah, Pow Out to Daily.
Exactly right. Does excellent work. Well, he does
Bounded
work.
over again.
It is bounded. So I believe Johnny was out here earlier for a Sacred Heart Cathedral game. I saw him in attendance. Your Johnny Reed update brought to you by me. 1-2 to Hernandez. High and inside on the changeup. Two off the end of the bat, foul. Hernandez goes after those outside pitches and keeps trying to pull them. I think Chris Bradford getting a little aggravated down in the third base coaching box, as Danny could just drive that out to right field. He's got the power to clear it out there. It's 240 into right. As that one is hit well to right field. Back goes the right fielder, and look at that. It's out of here. Right over that 340 sign in right field. As
You are a prophet.
I mentioned, that time he went with that outside pitch and crushed it.
His 7th of the year, Casey, I believe.
It is his 7th home run on the season. He does lead the team in home runs as Hernandez makes the round, and his domination of St. Ignatius continues. Take a look at the replay as he goes after that outside pitch. That's Frank Thomas-esque.
Wow.
Yeah, the big hurt. Using those strong lower body to shoot that out in the opposite way. That one is grounded towards first. Going to be a race to the bag, and he got him by about a half a step. So Bianchi, a good play to get over there and get long for the first out. How far did it fly, Matt?
A tail of the tape. Let's see. 358.
358. Please fill out your name and phone number and a postcard. Tail of the tape. Danny Hernandez. Send it to nobody. That is the WGN. How far did it fly? You can win Southwest Airline tickets. Bet you didn't know that.
I didn't. But I did walk by Wrigley Field just a couple weeks ago.
Hey, fascinating. 1-1. It's a good thing you're here.
Thanks. I appreciate being here.
How do we do on the PlayStation earlier? Were we victorious?
Yeah, I toyed with him a little bit, but
Yeah,
I won 20-14 by through 5 picks.
Ouch.
I threw on the goal line, I just trying to keep him in the game. He wasn't talking too much, so I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
Kept it close.
Matt Scherenberg dominating Andrew Welsh, former co-worker here at St. Francis,
Right.
colleague.
Ran my record of 21-5 against him.
Wow. Domination. That one is low and away and a walk.
Brandon Volger, member of my 4th period history class, a.k.a. Wheeze.
Wheeze. Interesting. Shot of Jonathan Lieberman, I think, swatting some gnats in the bullpen. This is his punishment for walking a couple batters. He is on insect duty in the bullpen, I believe. Oh. Chris Bradford, again, barking at the umpire. This time, I believe he thinks Taboni might have balked. SI fans, ornery as always.
A lot of people sitting down. I don't know who they directed that comment to.
Volker lifts it into left field. That goes Ryan Walsh. He parks underneath it and he makes the catch for out number 2.
That ball traveled 320.
That'll bring up Kyle Spraker. Kyle, 2 for 2 on the day, has singled twice and walked.
Up for the 4th time in 4 innings. Is that correct?
Indeed. Runner going, pitch grounded to third. Up with that Hardy throw to first is scooped nicely in time, and the inning is over. A home run by Dan Hernandez. a run on 2 hits. Correction, a run on 1 hit. No errors and a runner left. We'll head to the 5th. 10-5, St. Francis. Top of the 5th inning as we roll along. Coming up on 2 hours for this ball game so far here in the 5th. 2 hours in about 25 minutes. It'll be 2 hours. But we are coming up on 2 hours. We just, a minute past an hour and a half. We're coming up on 2 hours. First pitch of the inning by Chris Myers is popped up into shallow right. In fact, so shallow that Jared Lansford at second base will take it for out number 1.
Much needed quick out.
It's a good point, Matt.
Thanks.
You're not all good looks, my friend.
I'm no good looks.
That'll bring up Matt Schur. I'm positive.
Wow, that's a good one.
Thank you. First pitch to Matt is a strike. Matt today 1 for 2. He singled in the 2nd inning and did something to end the 3rd inning that I didn't write down, but it was an out because they started the next inning with the number 9 hitter. Some more people showing up for the peanuts and seeds. So I think his word is getting around town now.
It might be.
1-2 to Schur. Curveball and a beauty. 2 away. That was the pitch you want to get left-handed batters to swing at, starting out at the knees and diving into the dirt towards their shoes. I, of course, never fell for such tactics.
I either.
More than once in a game.
I was not left-handed.
That's true. I was.
Did work on a little switch hitting, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what I hear about you.
Really?
First pitch is a strike.
I was 2 years involved in this program.
That's true. How was that experience?
It was
for
good.
you?
Then my basketball coach said I couldn't play baseball anymore, so I
Yeah?
had to devote more time to football.
That guy, he's got something against baseball for sure. One and 1 to Ryan Clifford. Misses low. 2-1. Clifford is 0 for 2. He flew out and has struck out.
Played a little second base, Good on-base percentage, not a whole lot of power.
You strike me as the David Eckstein type, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Defensive Player of the Year, JV year, thank you.
Yeah?
Me and Mr. Floppy, name of my glove. Had it for 8 years. Still have it.
Oh, goodness. And he walked him. Walks the number 9 hitter. And we'll flip the batting order back over to Quinn Duffy. Quinn is 1 for 2. He walked and has grounded out. Also singled in the 4th. Singled and scored one of the 3 runs that SI pushed across in the 4th inning. That got John Lieberman out of the game. Scotty Naylor warming up in the Lancer bullpen.
Remember my 5th period history class.
Fabulous.
Thank you. Got a lot of baseball connections. I also had Descalso. So I had his shoulder amputated.
No, not that severe. That one's a strike. 0-2 to Duffy.
Casey, another question for you, my baseball friend.
Shoot.
How many innings before the game was legal where a rainout could,
I believe also it is 4.
75%?
75, yes.
Thank you.
No problem. It's not going to rain, however.
It's pushing, it's pushing.
Yeah, no rain, though. Just cloudage.
Is that a meteorological term?
Sure.
Cloudage?
Oh, now we've got straggler running onto the field, picking up a ball.
He does have a uniform.
That's true. Pitch grounded towards second. Lansford will flip to first to get Duffy, and the side is retired. No runs or hits, no errors. One man left after 4.5. We'll return to Higgins Field. It's 10-5 St. Francis.
Young coach Adam DeMaestri with his eyes blocked out for a reason, so he keeps a low profile.
A little static interference there for a second. Sorry about that. Everything's all right, though. As Matt and I wet our pants after that buzzing in our ears. I don't know if people at home heard that.
Oh, it's ringing. No wonder why.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, that's Chris Filios' cell phone causing the interference.
Right.
We are physically trying to remove Chris Filios from the premises, but he will not comply. There we go. Kids these days.
That's why I don't carry a cell phone, Casey.
Yeah?
Yep. I don't want to be located. This is just...
That was a fascinating story about Adam DeMaestri.
Yeah, it was until I got shocked.
We got a little afro going now.
So anyway, we missed a grand slam and a hit by a pitch while we were...
Yeah, we did miss an out, however, as Jared Lansford popped out to center. That one is ripped towards Chris Bradford, but foul.
Nelson's hot.
As you see Chris practicing his
Busting out the retro uniform
something.
as well.
Yeah, he's going. Well, he's always worn that one.
Oh, really? I
Yes,
did not know
always. Popped up into center. And it's off the glove of Quinn Duffy.
That Coach
So-
Bradford's trying to make a little money, you know, in the retro fit.
Gotcha. Going for the LeBron James money.
Exactly. Busting out an old Astros uniform.
Not happy with me. Look down.
Take a look at the replay. Got to give Quinn an error in center, as that one just kept drifting away from him, but probably should have grabbed it. Josh still on first. I think Chris Bradford not happy with Lansford still being on first. So he probably could have made it into second, although it would have been close.
Number 23, Dave Cedarblade. Now
New
pitching.
Yes,
6'1", 175. Right-handed.
amidst all the
Senior.
shocking
Yes.
we had before the first pitch was thrown. I failed to mention that. Thank you. That's why you're here.
No
You
problem.
get paid the big bucks.
Previous school was Rooftop.
Aha.
Not known for their baseball.
Well, it's tough to get a field up there.
It really is.
I mean, you got to get like dirt, and maybe night games are even harder. Lansford back in at first. Apparently very worried about the stolen base here as the Lancers up by 5. One and 2 to Lawrence Ing. Lawrence today is 1 for 2. He has doubled. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first, and hit a sacrifice fly in the third. 1-2 misses low. 2 and 2 now to Ing. Swing and a miss, and Ing is out on strikes. No need to throw to first as Lansford occupies the base. Two away now, and now Chris Myers will swing it as Lieberman was the pitcher. And then the switch brings Myers to the plate. Myers
0 for 0.
is yet to record an at-bat this year. He is normally just a relief pitcher. So a nice little chuckle from the Lancer dugout, as Myers will take a cut. This is low. You know, this isn't your prototypical pitcher hitting here. You know, you've got somebody who undoubtedly has swung the bat throughout his baseball career, especially at the young age.
I don't know.
You normally make your best athletes your pitchers, and your best athletes are normally your best hitters as well. Chris taking all the way takes a strike.
In my experience in our class, when I was back in 95, our best pitcher was Mike Zarelli. Never swung a bat.
Yeah, well,
But he was our ace. And it was pretty funny when he had to run the bases. He dove on top of a bag one time, which brought out a chuckle. But he could not swing the bat to save his life.
Well, for some reason, all basic knowledge of anything goes out the window when a pitcher has to step up to the plate. All of a sudden they forget how to hold the bat, and it's really just a comical experience.
Except
1-2 to Myers.
Except for him. I don't think he's having too much.
Yeah, not so much. There goes the runner, and he gets a piece of it and fouls it away.
Courtesy clap from the fans in the stands.
Absolutely. It's one of the best things about baseball is that it is a very humbling game. You get the most impressive pitchers, like Randy Johnson. You give him a bat, and all of a sudden, not so impressive.
Cedar Blade, excuse me, really worried about.
Well, he did break on the last one. Tipped again. Myers battling. And you know what the best part about this, AB, is if he does strike out, it's just going to be really cute. It's not going to be a bad thing at all.
Good effort, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Go back, get your orange slices. Everybody's happy.
Throw to first.
Throw over to first again.
That one is grounded towards third. Up that is Hardy. Long throw across the diamond is in time to get Myers. And the inning is over. No runs on no hits. One error, one runner left. At the end of 5, it is 10-5, St. Francis. Kevin Bianchi lead things off for the Wildcats as they trail 10-5 here in the top half of the 6th inning. Up and in. Scared Matt Scherenberg, but he was okay.
More of a chill.
2-0 to Bianchi. That's in there. Three and one. That one's in there. Dana Groley saves my day as I drop my St. Francis lineup. She comes over to help out, as all Groleys do. That one grounded through into left field, a base hit for Bianchi.
When do we guess the attendance?
You can guess the attendance whenever you'd like, sir. It's your world. We're all just, I don't know, what do you say?
I'm going to go about 78
people?
Maybe a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah, 100 might be pushing it.
That's why I said 78.
Thank
It's
you.
nowhere near 100. Unlike your counting system, it might be near 100.
First pitch popped up on the infield. Taken by the first baseman, Volker. And Wheeze?
Wheeze.
Wheeze.
As in weasel.
Yeah. Oh, that's not very nice.
Well,
You're
that's
supposed
the
to be the teacher.
I did not give him the name. Come on. Well, we got wind kicking up.
And you're supposed to put an end to such harsh nicknames.
Well, what if he puts that nickname on his papers?
He does?
What? I'm just asking you a question.
Then I have to say no.
Okay.
You still got to call him by the name. Matt Scherenberg, role model for tomorrow's youth.
Thank you.
That's scary. 1-1.
Scary? Please.
Yeah, very. No, very scary.
I teach my kids life skills. What do you do when you get to college? You play Nintendo.
There you go. PlayStation all day.
Don't take an 8 o'clock class. Make sure you nap in the afternoon.
0-2. Just missed. Correction, it is now 1-2. I messed up producer director Lazarus Sarginides by saying it was 1-1, even though it was 0-2. Now it's 1-2. Off speed pitch. Out of play.
Great catch by that fan in the stand off the one hopper.
Somebody's got to lay out and protect the elderly lady who was about a foot away from getting crowned, yet nobody seemed too concerned.
Well, I kind of pointed at it.
Yeah, it was, she had the hand on the head, but I don't know. I think that's going to do too much. 1-2, curveball misses. Good pitch by Myers on a 1-2 count.
Crowned, I like that. That's funny.
Well, it wouldn't have been pretty. We can laugh about it now, but it would have been a sad situation.
Still would have been funny, though, later on.
We would have asked her, "Are you okay?" She says yes, and then we laugh. Ground ball to second, tailor-made double play ball. 6-4-3. Second of the game, turned by St. Francis, and it gets him out of the 6th inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left after 5.5. It's all St. Francis, 10-5. Shot of one of the 78 people on hand here at Higgins Field. As Matt and I did a quick count during the break, and it's pretty close to your 78 there, sir. Very good. You teach history, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
A little bit of PE dabbled in there. We play a lot of dodgeball. Game of choice right now is Medic.
Medic.
Bodies everywhere. Good game, good game. Stop by.
What is Medic?
Basically, it's dodgeball, but there's one person who's the medic that can revive people, but you have to drag
Wow.
them back to the safety area.
You drag them, literally
Literally
drag
drag
them? You
'em.
can't just have them walk and you hold them?
You have got to drag them.
So it really is a bad thing if you have somebody weak who was the medic.
Well, that you get to choose a medic. You hit the medic, game over. But there's a little safety zone.
You hit the medic in the game. Now, can you send people with the medic to get hit
You
in case they...
You can have blockers.
Wow, that's a decent game. 2-2 to Hernandez, who hit a very impressive home run a couple innings back.
Look for a guest shot of that on KMVT's PE class.
There you go.
Shorts.
2-2. Got him. Got him on the slider outside corner. One away, and now Matt Long. So now, is this a guarded game, or can people run anywhere they want and throw balls at people?
No, you can go wherever you want. But if you go into enemy territory, you're running the risk of getting hit yourself, and then that's a long way to get back to, back to your medic's spot.
Now, do you divide the two teams up into each side?
Yeah,
Or?
1919.
Wow. Sounds intense.
It is. We need a little bit more dodgeballs, and I'm thinking about a little American Gladiator Storm the Castle type of action.
There you go. Always like the American Gladiators.
Yeah, you know when they have to go from station to station.
Oh yeah,
and
shoot the target above
right,
the head,
he's launching
the
tennis
out.
balls.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to get that, but we just need a couple more balls. So donations can be made to Matt Scherenberg, care of room 604.
And now, do you have the cannon that will shoot, or are you just going to throw them at
No,
people?
we do have tennis balls. Throw them or something. I'm still kicking it around.
Yeah, there's a lot of tweaking that needs to be done
It
there.
does.
Maybe one of those giant slingshots they have at the Sharks games that shoot T-shirts into the crowd or something.
So what I'm trying to get is we could have teams of 5 defend the stage while everyone else tries to rush the stage is basically what I'm trying to think about right now. You know, storm the castle type idea.
Fabulous. You know, whatever happened to good old-fashioned Foursquare? Huh? Back in the day.
You said 4 square, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Making sure. Wait, timeout.
Timeout Ryan Lee. We'll talk to Chris Bradford about something, possibly what's for dinner, because at 10-5, there better not be a whole lot going on, although it is not out of reach. 5 runs is not an insurmountable lead by any means, but I'd be surprised if they took a lot of chances here.
We are approaching the 3-hour mark, I believe.
I think it was in a minute past 2
Yeah.
hours.
Well, we're approaching it.
Exactly.
We're going away from the 2-hour mark.
We've reached the pinnacle. But we are indeed approaching the 3-hour mark. So I'm really getting into this medic game. Now there's a runner going to second. The throw is not in time as it hits long. He steals second.
Yeah, and 7th period, Casey. Anytime you like to stop by, usually at the end of the day, stop by.
Hey, you know, I get out of school at about 12, so I could
that'd be
definitely
perfect.
make it.
You could even dress out and get involved.
Yeah, that could be dangerous.
We also have Chris Filios, who also stops by to check out some of the action.
As a medic, I think I would be too lenient with my saving. You know, if I didn't like you, you'd just die.
Well, you don't have to be the medic. You could be one of the foot soldiers trying to kill the medic.
You know, I'm all for a little medic killing.
Great game, great game.
Sounds fantastic. That's getting me excited here.
One problem, though, a lot of kids being dishonest about when they get hit and where they're falling.
Yeah,
So
that's why, you know, I could be a very good judge. How's that?
You come in and be a field
fabulous
judge.
official. I could actually throw red paintballs at them if you'd like, so to show that they have been killed.
That'd be a little messy in the
Okay.
gym. I don't think.
1-1 to Lee is ripped deep to center. Quinn going back, still going back, and he will park underneath it and make the catch. Long is on his way to third, as there is still a baseball game going on.
Really?
Yes, but hey, you know, we got to pass this time, my friend. St. Francis right now trying to hang on to a 5-run lead, as Brandon Volker,
AKA
Wheeze,
there we go.
will step up with a chance to drive in a run. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Wheeze is 1 for 3. Correction, 1 for 2. Now, does he enjoy the nickname?
I don't know. Not too much of a talker. His grandfather was a bootlegger, though, back in the Prohibition days. That's true. God's honest truth. Heard a great paper about it.
That's fabulous. Bootlegger like liquor, or bootlegger like videotaping movies in the theater and selling
Like
them
a
on the
quarterback,
street?
and not keeping the ball bootlegger.
That one is lifted in the left. Again, Volker inside out swing. Lifts it to left field, and he is retired on the fly out. So no runs on no hits or errors. 1 runner is left at third after 6 full innings of play. It's 10-5 Lancers. Half of the 7th inning as we finally reached the final inning. Well, what shapes up to be the final inning, it is 10-5 St. Francis. Leading things off is Greg Gennady. Gennady takes the ball. He is yet to record an official at bat today, as he's been hit by a pitch twice and has a sac fly. One's on the outside corner. One. That one's, just missed. Thought he was going to ring it up.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, it's all right. You don't get paid to think.
No, I don't. I really don't.
2-1. That one's in there, 2-2.
More of a reactor.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just kind of say what comes to your mind. huh?
Really, I do.
Two pitch. Low, 3-2. Don't want to walk anybody here in the 7th. Make them earn their way on base. Myers winds 3-2. Fouled away.
Great non-reaction by Coach Volta.
Chris Volta, that ball wrapped around his legs, and he did not flinch.
So either great intestinal fortitude or he wasn't paying attention to what was
Yeah,
going on.
I think he might have been actually napping,
Yeah.
standing in one spot and napping. 3-2. Grounded towards short, going to be a tough play for Spraker. He's going to have to get that cannon, and he got him. Great throw by Kyle Spraker. He is the starting quarterback for a reason. He's got an arm, and he threw out Giannotti. As Chris Bradford approves of the play. Chris Volta flashing signs. Now he is awake. We can confirm. We've got movement. First pitch to Zach Lee is a strike. Zach has grounded into a double play, doubled, and popped out. He is 1 for 3. 0-1 to Zach, low in the dirt. St. Francis, the number 2 ranked team in the CCS. According to the San Jose Mercury News, the Serra Padres right now holding on to that number 1 spot. And the Padres this year are tough. They have got some studs on the mound. 2-1 pitch is lifted into right center field. Going to be a long run for Lawrence Ing. It's going to be long, and it's off of his glove. On his way to third. And the throw is a good one. The tag, not in time. It was a good throw, but Lansford received it behind the bag and had to reach forward for the tag as Lee, with good hustle rounding second, makes it into third. Good effort by Long.
Almost got a piece of it. Almost came down with that catch. Good relay.
Was a good relay, but you'll see Lansford behind the bag. Didn't get that tag down in time.
Speaking of Sarah, Case, I
Yes,
believe KMVT will be doing that game later in May.
That is absolutely true, and we will be here for the Lancers and the Padres, so stay tuned to KMVT for the upcoming schedule. 1-1 to Ryan Walsh. And if you ever have a question about when games in your area will be on, KMVT15.org, a new website, and it's a beauty. Slider outside corner, and Walsh didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
So take out the website. If you don't want to take it out, as I misspoke, you can check it out.
Load it up.
Boot it up. Ground it to Lansford. He will go 1. A very smart play. A run will score. And it is 10-6.
Hurts the ERA though, you know.
Yeah. Well, Chris Myers worried about one column in his stats right about now, and that's the W. He will not get the W.
Yeah. So now
I'm
he's got to
talking
think about
team
his
column.
ERA.
Exactly, you know.
I'm dropping him from my fantasy
Chris
team.
Myers, not a selfish player. He is worried about the team. 10-6, the Lancers out in front as Matt Schur, the final hope for SI, to try and keep it going. Matt, this cameo has turned into a very extended,
feature production
pleasant
almost.
conversation that we have again had.
I'm just happy to see a win.
There you go. We thought we were the curse.
Well, luckily it was 8-1 before I stepped into the booth.
That's true. That is true. Technically, we are getting outscored since you have joined me.
I do my part. I just
Rounded towards first. Volker. It's Wheeze. And it's a W for St. Francis. As Volker takes it himself. And the final out is recorded. So St. Francis got out to an early lead over St. Ignatius and never looked back. Take a look at the final line score. 10 runs on 8 hits, no errors by the Lancers. 6 runs on 7 hits, 3 errors for St. Ignatius. Matt, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Oh, thank you, Casey.
We probably and should do it again. Happy birthday to Chris Felios, turning 18. We want to extend our best wishes to him as he is getting closer to manhood. 10-6, the final score. Thanks to everybody on the KMBT crew, Robin Frank, Esther Jaquez, and Josh Young. For producer-director Lazarus Sargentidis, I'm Casey McGuire. For Matt Scherenberg as well. We'll see you next time.